Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. What it do? What it do? What it do? I'm just dropping on in for a second. See how y'all doing? Yeah, it's been kind of busy this week. Things going on. Yeah, just gotta chop on in. Peace and love. Who in the building? That's right. I made it. I made it a little bit. What up, DJ Big Six? Yeah, I decided I wasn't even gonna go live tonight, man. And I'm just I'm like, man, maybe I should just go live, just because. And man, I'm watching all of this stuff. I'm gonna sit back and relax and talk to you for a minute. You know what I mean? We got DJ Big Six in the building, my bro. You know what I mean? 1 second. Yeah. In my Charleston White voice. Yeah, man, I've just been sitting back watching things, man. And I'm like, man, this social media stuff, man. Woof. Have y'all been watching all of the stuff that's going on social media, like this Charlie Kirk stuff and all of this nonsense, man? Like, I've been having an overload. What up, Anthony Bryant? I've been having an overload of misinformation and disinformation. I'm like, man, have people had they fill of frauds yet? I'm people sending me the stuff, the most bizarre stuff that Marcus is doing, talking about Charlie Kirk. They have made a whole platform out of the demise of Charlie Kirk. They didn't really. It's something how these people claim to be grassroots and claim to be for the people, and you know, when they say the people, they talking about quote unquote black people, and all they do is chase headlines. That's all they do. They talk about the what's the latest story in the headlines, and then act like they're some sort of activist. And I'm like, man, people can't see through this stuff as of yet. And so the three faces that I have on there is people that think that they got a platform to represent FBA, when in fact all they do is just recycle Marcus points. That's all they do all day, every day they go live. They just recycle Marcus points. And I'm like, man, man, Marcus be sunning these people, boy. He be sunning them. You know what I mean? But somebody said, Anthony Henderson said, it's funny everyone talking about the boy they never knew of. Yeah, nobody knew about Charlie Kirk before this happened. That wasn't even on our radar. I know I didn't know much about him. And I ain't gonna front like I did know much about him. I didn't know much about him. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that how do our people get caught up into these conversations as if it's a factor related to us? You know what I mean? Like, I even seen Umar. Did y'all see Umar? Umar even got in the conversation. You know what I mean? Even Umar got in the conversation showing sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Like, now my thing is this. I just see life totally different. I see life totally different. I just, if it's kind of like when you see the little European children shoot up the school or pop up the school or something. When you see the little European children pop up the school in a place like Colorado, it's a news story. But I'm not saying that I don't feel any empathy or sympathy, but I'm not sitting up there making a whole broadcast talking about I'm praying for the families. I'm just saying, not saying that I don't feel. I'm not making a whole podcast about it. I'm just not. And it amazes me how I see these fake grassroots, fake black power, fake FBAs, and whatever you want to call them, these little organized guys making all of this stuff a thing. Like I'm telling you, when I seen uh, uh, um, some of the tragedies that happen in European areas, I'm not doing the whole thing about it. I mean, someone say his radio show aired here in Colorado weekdays 10 a.m. Couldn't stand knowing a station here would do that. Yeah, see, if you're in Colorado, I can get it. I get it if you're in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I can get it. You know what I mean? If they got it on the radio and stuff like that. But I'm in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing about Baltimore is that, like, if you got anybody had the city app? Anybody got the city app? I think it's called, what is it called? It's called, I think it's called the Citizen app. You know what I mean? The Citizen app. Every time you turn on the Citizen app, you know what I mean? You can mourn somebody deaf if you want to. I mean, you can mourn somebody deaf if you want to. On the Citizen app, they come up all the time. All the time. Look, this is Baltimore right here. Hold up. This is Baltimore. That's what's going on in the Citizen app. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And I'm just saying, like, it just blows my mind that the people that follow these people hold these people as some sort of standard of representation for us as a people. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me how these people have made it a thing and their followers are actually following them along the way. The Black Native Son said Kirk was asking about them Epstein file and forgot who he worked for. Everybody always has a price. Yeah, and my thing is to the Black Native Son, my thing is that there is in this situation right here, I mean, somebody said, I'm in Colorado and I don't know who he is, but I'm from here. Maybe that's a good thing too. But why Sarnetta ain't up there? I don't, you know what? Let me go back. Let me get with the Black Native Son. My thing is that the Black Native Son, like, we have experienced this in America many a times. You know, when you don't go with the agenda, you know what I mean? You're expendable. It is what it is. Like, you're expendable. And this what brings me to Marcus. Marcus had to get the go-ahead to talk on this. I've never seen Marcus talk so reckless like this ever before. So it's clear that whatever opposition opt out, Charlie, it's clear that Marcus got the green light, because he's never talked this reckless about the expiration of anybody. Never. He always speak in vague terms. He always paint with a wide paintbrush. He never speak, but he's direct in this, something like this. Somebody gave him the green light. No doubt in my mind. And he's going to eat this story up till there's no more story left, because he got the green light. And he was on it from the beginning. Now, in many other instances where a person of prominence of a certain group that was politically active, man, Marcus ain't saying too much. Marcus is sending condolences. He's sending condolences. You know what I mean? But somewhere in the middle lies the truth, where most likely he probably went against the grain. Something we'll probably never figure out. He went against the grain some kind of way. And, like, you never know what these people talk about in those dark rooms. You never know what them people's plan to do to push propaganda in those back rooms. You never know. And when you go against the grain, it is what it is. Kaiser said, I'm in Colorado and I don't know who he is, but I'm not from here. Maybe that's a good thing too. But why Sarnetta ain't up there? Because let me tell you something about Sarnetta. Sarnetta is so washed right now that, like, he's washed just like these people. Sarnetta is washed just like these people. The only difference is that these people have been able to maintain a little bit influence. Sinetta haven't been able to maintain anything. Sinetta is just done. I mean, Sinetta is just done. Sinetta haven't been able to maintain any influence whatsoever. Like, he's so irrelevant, it doesn't even make sense. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing that a guy like Sinetta had so much potential and brought so much information to people that could have benefited from it, and he just crashed the whole ship, talking crazy, he unconsciously cussing people out, acting like, man, it's just crazy, man. He even go hug up on a European, talking for sensationalism. Yeah, it's a rap. It's a rap for Sinetta. Like, he's not even a factor. I mean, these people are not evil, because at the end of the day, when you look at the numbers that especially Marcus used to get, those days are gone. Those days are gone. So I was just like, man, should I go live? I was like, man, nah. I said, man, I'm tired of talking about these frauds, man. I'm over it. I'm really over talking about these frauds. Because at the end of the day, what fool is following these people? What fool is following these people? Like, come on, man. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy in the right-hand corner. Just as sugared up as he want to be. Who is following this? Who is listening to this guy? Who is listening to this guy as if this guy has a measure of influence to help you, want you, or provide you with a game plan to do anything? Like, come on, man. This is the guy that they call what they call this guy. What's the name of this guy? This sugared up guy, man. They call this guy a black alpha or something, like Black Alpha. And he has if you're not familiar with him, go and Google him. I think he's Black Alpha. And see, I don't even know these people like that. Let me look up some of this stuff for y'all, because I'm a freestyle tonight. I don't even know these people like that. It's just, I just hear people talking about them, and they go into my timeline on Twitter, and I'm like, man, these people, man, good goodness gracious, man. Yeah, we gotta do better, family. Let me look up this dude Alpha real quick. Black Alpha Network. Let me show you this guy, man. Let me explain something to you about this guy. This is this guy here. Like, he just popped out of the blue. He just popped out of the blue one day, and next thing you know, he's on stage next to Marcus. Let me show you this guy, man. Anybody know this guy? He just runs his mouth all the time, talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Here you go right here. There you go right here. He just popped up out of the blue, and the next thing you know, his name, former red pill dating guy. A former red pill dating guy? What do you mean by former red pill dating guy? What's his name? Anybody know this guy's name? Who knows this guy's name right here? Who knows this guy's name? We putting out an APB, all points bulletin for this guy. Who knows this guy's name? Do anybody know this guy's name? Who knows this guy's name? I'm not taking him off the screen until y'all come clean. It's an investigation going on. Moochie, don't say nothing. Don't you even come in the chat. We're gonna get the citizens to help to death. Who knows this guy's name? Where did he come from? Who is he? Who is he? Because he's on social media talking about FBA. He's on social media regurgitating all of the crazy FBA points. Tell me what his name, where he's from. We need to know who he is. Who sent them? Who sent them? Ain't that crazy? And let's see after the show. Let's see after the show if anybody know this guy name. He goes by the name of Black Alpha something. Black Alpha Network. Black Alpha Network. Google him. Anybody got Google right now? Google Black Alpha Network. Then we putting out an APB on these jokers tonight. There, that's the show tonight. We putting out an APB. Black. There, we gonna freestyle. Black Alpha Network. All right, we putting out an APB on Black Alpha Network. That's who we put the APB on. That's right. All Points Bulletin. I mean, all right. We're going to show you. All right. So here's the first one for our research family. That's right. Hey, one of the mods put my email in there so they can send me the information. We need to know who this guy is. All Points Bulletin. Who is this guy? All right. Who is this guy? Family, as you can see on his podcast, he has a black power fist and a white power fist. We need to know. Somebody say, I'm a joke. We're not joking tonight, my friend. Willie Jones, we're not joking, Willie Jones. Willie Jones is FBA. Now Willie Jones is an FBA name. Nobody block Willie Jones. We like Willie Jones. We like Willie Jones. Willie Jones, we like you. Stay in here. We need you. We need you in here. We like Willie Jones. Willie Jones. Keep him, see, Willie Jones. We like Willie Jones. But let Willie Jones live. Let him live. Let him live. Let him live. Let him live, Crick. Let him live. Look. Willie Jones, FBA. That's a real FBA. We got to respect Willie Jones. Now, Willie Jones is FBA. You know what I mean? Tariq, that's not FBA. You know what I mean? But Willie Jones, now that's FBA. Shout out to William. We like Willie. Listen, you can let Willie Jones cuss me out. You know what I mean? He a real FBA. Look, he used terms like chump. He used terms like chump. Look, listen, check it out. Now you know ain't no technical use term chump. That's a real FBA. What up, Willie? Oh, we got old Willie up in here tonight. He didn't make me shut up. Yeah, that's right. Rick Imhotep. Imhotep is not FBA. Let's be clear. But Willie, look, dummy. Look, don't nobody block Willie. Willie called me a dummy. Now you know that's FBA. Shout out to Willie Jones, man. Shout out to Willie Jones. And yeah.
This is a sick Negro.
Listen, family, this is the first time that we have had an authentic FBA on the show. Willie Jones. We done had Tariq. That ain't. We done had Tariq. That ain't FBA. All of these African names, all of these Pan-African type names. Nah. Willie Jones. Yeah, DJ Big Six. He probably talk like, get on from around here. You understand? Now that's FBA talk. That's what I like. So don't nobody block Willie. But oh my goodness. Willie said, and you laughing at yourself. I sure is, Willie. Willie, I've always laughed at myself because let me tell you something. When you ain't got nobody, at least you got yourself. Shout out to Willie Jones.
This is a sick Negro.
But look, back to the Black Alpha Network. We're putting out an APB. We're putting out an APB for Black Alpha Network. Family, Willie Jones airs, people. Hey, Willie Jones, why don't you start a podcast, man? You a real FBA. Willie Jones airs. There you go. Willie Jones airs. And it's like air, like you on the air. You know what I mean? White do you employ? Look what he say. White do you employ? Now it's time to block you, Willie. You can't be using broken language. Only one can use broken terminology in here is me, Willie. Willie, don't you come in talking like that old slave. White do you employ? What do you employ? What do you employ? Like Willie, you can't do that. I mean, you can't do that, Willie. Not up in there, Willie. Willie, we're going to get you about you because I employ podcasts, LOL. Willie might be a bot, man. Willie just saying anything now. Willie, is you a bot? Willie, come on out, y'all. Get on out, y'all. Stop playing. Take that mask off your head, Willie. Get on, give me that water gun and take that mask off your head, Willie. Get out of here. He just saying anything. Willie might be a bot, man. Willie done fooled us all. So that's right. That's right. But look, family, and back to my point. Willie, we get back to you in a minute. Family, we got an APB. Look at Willie. Is we sick, boss? Not Willie. Look, who is this guy, man? Listen, what person would have a white power fist and a black power fist for their podcast logo? Come on, man. Come on now. Y'all see it? And nobody think that's something wrong with that? Nobody think something wrong with that? Who is this guy? Do anybody know who this guy is? Black Alpha Network. Family, please email me at tahakabay@gmail.com. We are putting out an APB on these people claiming to be FBA. You see? We putting out an APB. Somebody say, where's the lawsuit? Willie, you're not my friend. I don't have to tell you where's the lawsuit. But you know what you can do, Willie? You can go and look it up online, and all the information is there. Just type in Tahaka Bay verse Tariq Nasheed, and you will get an eyeful. It might make you faint. If you love Tariq Nasheed, it might make you faint. Like, oh. I'm coming out with a song called 50 Bands. 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands. You better holler at your man about the 50 bands. Oh yeah, he talk with his mouth and talk with his hand. I'm talking with them 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands. I'm going out like them young boys, man. I'm gonna make a trap song called 50 Bands. 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands. Talk with your mouth or talk with your hands. I don't really care. I'm talking with them 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands. Yes, sir. Now figure that out. Figure that out, Willie. Yes, indeed. Talk with your mouth or talk with your hands. Say what you want. I'm going to talk with them 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands, 50 bands. Yeah, 50 bands. Yeah, yeah. Keep on playing. Keep on playing. Hey, listen, one thing about me, I don't say a whole bunch. I say a whole lot, but I don't say a whole bunch. I talk like Willie Doda. I say a whole lot, but I don't say a whole bunch. I say a whole lot, but I don't say a whole bunch. Yeah. So don't keep asking me about the lawsuit. Don't ask about it. You got the computer that's on your hand that you on the phone talking to me now. Go look it up. They'll tell you. Google tell you what's going on. Google tell you. Now tell Marcus, send it on over. I ain't get it yet. Tell him send it on over. Anybody ever been, listen, anybody ever been to the Bing? Anybody ever been to jail, anything? I don't want to tell jail stories. But you ever see the jail movies when they got one in one end of the jail? Hey, send that over, man. Hey, send that over. Tell Marcus I said send that over, man. I got business to take care of. Tell him send that over, man. Yeah, we going to leave it like that anyway. Let me get back to my APB, family. We get back to my APB. We need to know who this guy is, man. Do anybody know? Anybody in the chat know who that guy is? Outside of the name Black Alpha Network. This is the APB, family. This is serious business. I'm trying to save the FBAs from their own demise. They got a fox in the hen house. You know what I mean? Little Jacob said, send that kite over. Yeah. Hey, man, send them Debbies over here, man. Hey, man, you know how I fish a line? That's deep jail talk. You have to be way deep in penitentiary, understand that. You know how I fish a line? Hey, family, listen though, I need to study. I need everybody to study these photos. I need everybody to study these photos that if you are any part of the country. Hold up one second. Moochie, send me real quick some of the most clearest photos you have of this Black Alpha Network guy. Listen. I'm trying to see if the people know who this guy is. I know his mama didn't name him Black Alpha Network. The FBA people don't even know who he is. Stop. I gotta have it fast and see what you could do for me. See if you could just send me the clearest ones so I can drop it in here so that people can identify this guy. We have to make sure that we secure our own community. All right? And we got to help the FBAs, because any person that has a white power fist next to a black power fist, it confuses people. Is he fighting for white power, or is he fighting for black power, or is he just here to stir the pot and cause confusion? Come on. So you got me? All right, I'll be waiting. All right, so yeah. So Moochie gonna drop me a few pictures so y'all can get a clear idea of who this guy is, and yeah, we gonna figure this out today. Because it doesn't make sense that people would actually act as if that they don't know who this person is claiming FBA, and without a true name, without a real name. So we're going to make sure that we get this guy front and center. Let me see what I got here. This guy, okay, here we go. We got one coming in. Yeah, we got one coming in. All right. Do anybody know him? Do anybody? Press 7 if anybody ever watched him on social media. Because first I need to know if y'all watched him before or seen him before. Because if you watched him before or seen him before, then maybe you should know his name too. I don't see why you shouldn't know his name. We need to know who this guy is. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I think I got a few clear pictures. But at the end of the day, you know, with the FBA standard. He doesn't fit the FBA standard. You follow what I'm saying? He definitely don't fit the FBA standard. No way, shape, or form does he fit the FBA standard when it comes to the forehead. The forehead is really pronounced. You know what I'm talking about? It's super pronounced. Yeah, he got a real pronounced forehead. Let me show you one real quick. He got a super pronounced forehead. All right, give me 1 second. Let me show you. So we putting the APB out on this guy. Like, here you go. Put an APB. See, that is not, listen, he got a super pronounced forehead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So he may be Jamaican, and my Jamaican people, don't trip. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying this is what the FBA people always try to describe Jamaicans, Haitians, Africans, and everything. So I'm just saying, according to their code, that he may be, I mean, he may be out of your brotherhood. Jamaican, Haitian, Somali. Look at that forehead. That ain't no FBA forehead according to Tariq Nasheed. Now, I'm sorry. If you want a FBA forehead with a cut, you definitely gonna have to pay for it. You got to get a man unit. See. You got to get a man unit. You pay for a man unit. Somebody said, don't blame Jamaica. My bad, Jamaica. Trinidad or something. I don't know. Trinidad, somebody. But for FBA, listen, to have an FBA demonstration, you got to pay for a man unit. You know what I mean? You got to pay for a man unit. Then you got to pay. You know what I mean? You got to pay for a man unit. If you don't pay for no man unit, there's no way that you're going to get there's no way that you're going to get that demonstration. You know what I mean? You got to pay for that demonstration. You know what's funny to me is how the guy make up these criterias, right? He make up these criterias, and then at the end of the day, they don't even stick to the criteria. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the other guy that you need to check out too. And all of this stuff is suspect. It's just weird to me. Why is a young man, right? Why is it that a young man such as this, the other guy, let me move him out the way. Why is a young man such as this, man, is want to put himself in harm's way? You know what I mean? Obviously, he thinks he's in harm's way. He's walking around with a bulletproof vest on, talking about FBA. Family, is it that dangerous to talk about FBA? Do people really believe that when hardly anybody knows who FBA is outside of the internet circle? This young brother is walking around clearly, with a bulletproof vest on. Clearly. As if, I guess considering what has happened recently, maybe. But nobody knows who you are, brother. Like, but I think what we have to consider is that when they send these people, they let the people know that this is dangerous work, because all it takes is one person. That's all it takes is one person to discover who you really are and expose you. And if they don't say nothing, everything could be in the balance. Everything could be in the balance. And this is why I seen a post where somebody was asking, would Marcus end up like Charlie? And I was like, no. For one, Marcus has always had a padding around him. Marcus has always had a padding around him, and Marcus has always done what he was told. I don't know if Charlie did what he was told. You know what I'm saying? But Marcus has always done what he was told for over 30 years. So he doesn't necessarily fit that criteria that Charlie met. He doesn't really fit it because, for one thing, he doesn't have access to that type of people or that type of volume of people consistently. Every once in a while, if there's any something that he can do in the public once a year, maybe twice a year tops, maybe it'll be that type of people. But when that happens, there is going to be feds on the roof, as I seen at the events in DC. And people try to make that like, oh, they got that on watching me. No, these are protection type of barriers. These are not watching you. Who are you? Who are you? A podcaster. A lot of times, the authorities protect their assets. But because it's Washington, D.C., it looks as normal as any given day. But I would challenge anybody that had been around Marcus in person. If you watch closely, you will know who's the buffer. Oh, you got to listen. I found it by watching videos. Like when you see in videos, you're like, okay, this person is with him. He's not appearing to be with him. This person is with him. He's not appearing to be. I remember some videos that I've seen last year when I used to do deeper research, where you would have somebody walking in the shadows and he would slip the guy in the frame and make a mistake and pull back real fast. So this guy has always had buffers around him, always. So he couldn't. There's a strong possibility that he could never end up like Charlie, because he obeys and he just doesn't get in those type of environments. You know what I mean? His environments is a gated community, and it is what it is. But now back to my point. Now, do anybody know who Afro Elite? How is a guy named Afro Elite FBA? Afro. But he's representing FBA. Is your Afro or FBA? Hold on, let me pull him up real quick so y'all can see him. Anybody know who he is? Anybody know who he is? Let me pull up Afro Elite. Right. Afro Elite. But somehow, are you an elite Afro or are you FBA? See how crazy this stuff is? These people just jump on any bandwagon and forget to change their name. Because Afro, I always thought was short for Africa. Is that right? Is that right? Hey, listen. Isn't Afro short for Africa? I'm just saying. So how in the world do you represent the FBA? How in the world do you represent FBA when y'all deny African connections? Let me pull him up real quick. Y'all deny African connections for the most part, but let me pull it up. Let me show it to you real quick. Claiming FBA. Look at his background. FBA have Afro hair, yeah, but they deny Afro. Look, Amari said case dismissed. That's right, Amari. Guess which one dismissed? Look at Amari. Which one dismissed? You know what that mean, right, Amari? I'll break it down in the future. What that mean? You know, who dismissed it? Do it say? I get that on another show. But anyway, how is it that an FBA named Afro Elite, y'all supposed to be denying Africa? Y'all supposed to be denying that. That's what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, we need an APB. Who are these people? Do anybody know who these people are? Anybody know? He did admit he was just learning the language. What you mean learning the language? Afro Elite was? I thought the Afro was just our hairstyle that goes around the world. No, Afro is short. It's a hairstyle too, but Afro is short for African. You know, Afro-American, African-American. Now, Afro is short for a hairstyle, of course. I mean, it's not short for a hairstyle. It represents a hairstyle. But the word derives from Afro-American. I mean, Tariq is your younger brother daddy. Yeah, Afro Elite. But he FBA on here. There you go. Man, we need to know who these people is. Who these people? Who these people? These are children too, man. These are children, man. Got these children working, man. Why you got these children working, man? I would call the people for child labor law, man. Got these people working, pushing propaganda, man. The child labor law, man. Look, Afro Elite. He need to change his name. He need to change his name to FBA Elite or something. I guess there's a mouthful. FBA Elite. Let me see. Foundational Elite or something. Yeah, we boycotting him when we find out who he is. Because mama ain't named him Afro or nothing like that. We boycotting him too. We got to find out who he is. Family, we need y'all to help us out, family. Who are these people? Who are these people? We need to know. It's like, I ain't gonna go too deep because I know who these people is. I want to see the people. I'm trying to make a point in reality. I'm trying to make a point that most people do not know the people who claim to be representing FBA. They don't even know them. And they listen and hang on to every word they say. They don't even know who these people is. I have a clue who these people is. And that's the crazy thing about it. Hold up 1 second. That's the crazy thing about it. Hold up. 1 second. Let me get this. I'm trying to save something real quick. There it is. There. I just wanted to show y'all this. Look at this. Afro elite. Look at this. I'm gonna show y'all another one. Here we go. This how they trick them young guys, man. Like I hope they'll never get in trouble. Them old heads gonna trick these young boys, man. Y'all ever see that guy that be in jail, man? He the bandit guy. They look for these type boys, I would imagine. Looking all young and sugared up, looking all crazy, falling for anything. Look at this guy. Look at this. This is Afro elite right here. Got the FBA shirt on, FBA flag in the back, the other indigenous flag in the back with a name like Afro. Yeah, we need an APB family. Is anybody, no African American was mentioned in the 1790s. Just Google it and you will see. Yeah, I got you, Gregory Brown. Young Thug just called himself a foundational man. Yeah, but listen. I wanted to do a show on Young Thug for real. Because what people don't understand is that, like, when you take the Young Thug situation, right? And they listen to the phone calls of Young Thug was using the phone to tell on everybody. Because he knew that the people was listening to the phone calls. And so although the phone calls was leaked and it seemed like he just gossiping, but that was his tell line. You feel what I'm saying? And so if Young Thug start using the term a foundational man, I wouldn't be surprised because that's a part of the network that they have created. You know what I'm saying? The FBI has in Homeland Security as well as the CIA, they create these types of organizations. You feel what I'm saying? And whenever they want to promote it, anyone that's in the network will promote it. So when you start hearing foundational and then foundational Black American, all you got to say, has this person been compromised? Is he compromised or whatever? It's a network. I know people probably like, man, you stretching it, Grand Sheik, you stretching it. Okay, all you got to do is study history. One of the best movies that was made on this subject was the Fred Hampton story. The Fred Hampton story shows you the behind-the-scenes network of how they move, where one of the ops didn't even know the other op. You know what I'm saying? But both of them was working for the same operation. Anybody remember that? And this is how deep it gets. This is how deep it gets. So one of the things that, if anybody haven't seen it, you should go see the Fred Hampton story. That's what you should go see. The Fred Hampton story. The Fred Hampton story, if you haven't seen it, it shows you how they utilize people in these operations. You know, and the crazy thing about it is when you see how Martin Luther King was unlived, and you find out that people close to him was actually working for the people, where they knew every move he made, they knew every step he made, they knew all of his private life, all of his public movements, they knew everything because they had someone that befriended him. And when I say all that to say that many people think that they know who they're talking to, but in reality, if you have someone that can befriend Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King don't know that this guy is working to help unlive him, that's some heavy, heavy, heavy infiltration. And it's the same thing we see on the internet. Although people will cry about our causes, that don't mean that they're for your causes. Like, you have people that controlled opposition, if you will. Whenever you see a Tariq Nasheed go back and forth with a Brandon or something like that, that's controlled opposition. Notice when he was going back and forth with me, he stopped. He stopped. You know he stopped, right? You know why? You know why he stopped? Because I cannot be controlled. The controlled opposition can turn off and on, can turn off and on. Somebody say, why do you talk about Tariq Nasheed all the time? Maybe I can explain it like this. Would you like to call in, Tammy? Would you like to call in? Because I'm tired of keep explaining this, Tammy. Tammy, would you like to call in? You can call in, Tammy. Call in and ask me live so we can have a conversation. I'll be glad to answer your question. Why do I talk about Tariq Nasheed? Let me ask you a question. Why is podcasters talking about Young Thug all the time? I'll wait. It's an interesting story. So everybody's talking about Young Thug. But guess what? If you don't like them talking about Young Thug, you go and watch something else. You don't go to the podcaster and ask them, Rap City podcast, why you keep talking about Young Thug? Do you do that? You would sound like a goofball if you did that. You would sound like a goofball if you did that. If you went to a podcaster and said, why do you keep talking about Young Thug? You would look like a goofball. Somebody said, because he gets paid. I do get paid. YouTube do smash off a few coins for advertisement. But there's not enough money in this type of genre of podcasting that compels me to talk about Tariq Nasheed. There's no money in this type of podcasting. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to get paid from podcasting, trust me, there's other genres of podcasting that I could do to get super paid. But I know that this is an interest of people. I know that this is an interest of people, and so I'm going to stay on it. Somebody say, you know how to build a house, correct? You can beat Tariq easy by starting a program to train people, therefore producing something. The real golden child, you don't know what I've produced already. I just haven't tell you. I don't tell you what I produce. Tell her how you really get paid. How do I really get paid? Would you like to call in? Maybe you could tell me how I get paid. Come tell me. Let's put the number in. I know what you're implying, but let's see if you're bold enough to call in. Anybody got the number? Let me see if you're bold enough to call in. Let's see if you're bold enough. Tell them how you're really getting paid. No, maybe you can tell how I'm really getting paid. Maybe you're bold enough to share your intel with us. Okay, let's see if you can call in. I'll put the number right here, right now. There you go. Call on in and let me know how. I haven't said you haven't produced. No, you said train people, therefore producing something. I'm already producing stuff. My hands are actually full of producing things. It's full of producing things. Listen to what you said. I don't debate or argue with. Oh, okay. All right. There you go. I didn't think you would call in. Yeah, see, people like that, family, I get off in an hour. Tammy, I won't be live in an hour, Tammy. Trust me, I won't be live in an hour, Tammy. You can email me and you can go live with me. But let me explain something to you, Tammy. I'm glad you're tuning in. But I'm glad you're tuning in. At the end of the day, Tammy, that this is called podcasting. And there is not a person on YouTube, there's not a person that does podcasting that does not have a subject matter that is the nucleus of their podcast. Every podcaster have a subject matter that is the nucleus of their podcast. The nucleus of the podcast of Moorish World TV is to enlighten you on improprieties of people that claim that they're fighting and representing for you in the public sector. That is the nucleus of this. Mr. Nasheed is one who fit the bill. It's a very interesting and developing story. Therefore, as it develops, I will continue to cover it. I will continue to cover it as it develops. But now, if you don't want to see, let me give you an example. You have people like Leonard Honor, right? He was covering, what's his name? King Kong Consciousness. He was covering him for the last few years, right? And people were saying the same thing to him. Why are you covering it? Why you keep talking about Umar? Why you keep talking about Umar? But when everything went to a head, guess where everybody went and get their information from? Leonard. Why? Because Leonard Honor, he had a library. He was the best and continues to be the best to tell the story of Umar Johnson, because he had followed the story for so long that he got every detail. And when he weaves it together, he can paint a picture. You feel what I'm saying? And people are interested in real time. People don't want to see Cagney and Lacey written by some Europeans in the mountains on some retreat and then put it on the big screen. People want to see this thing in real time. Why do I have to explain that? Why do I have to explain that? People like to see these things in real time. See, no one was asking Tariq Nasheed. One second. Cut your phone down, family. You on the line, brother, and keep it clean. You there?
Yeah, I'm there. You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What you got from? Hold on. Go ahead.
Do you hear me?
We hear you, brother.
Well, I just think that basically you use Tariq Nasheed as a weapon to combat all people who claim FBA. That's what I believe.
Right.
I believe from watching the show, and I'm just saying this, I'm speaking to you in a respectful manner, watching your show, and having a clear understanding of the Moors and how, and a lot of times that they just go against the code, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, they use their principle of truth, justice, peace, and all of that stuff there, and things of that nature, but I think you have a real disdain for something that's just new. And the FBA, ADOS, and a lot of these other things that people are saying is just something new. And it's not like, well, we're not declaring ourselves to be Moors, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you don't have a spin like a Sabir Bey who just wants to be with everybody. I don't see that coming from you. This guy, Sabir Bey, he got 100 million books, and he's just peddling books. I don't see you in that light. And I just think that you got a Pan-African swing towards you, you know what I'm saying? A Moorish science swing towards you. And y'all have not really opened your minds up to things that are coming in that's new, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
As far as Tariq Nasheed, I'll say this for your listening audience, as me declaring myself as an FBA. I thought when he went on the Vlad thing, he was a joke. He should have never been going on Vlad explaining what FBA is to a culture vulture. Vlad is a culture vulture, and I believe all these people, these black people or Adolfs that go on Vlad and explain what FBA is. We don't need to explain nothing to a Jew, a Russian Jew, or wherever from East Europe he comes from. I believe that Tariq played himself. I would have loved to address him in the proper perspective by saying, you know, if you going to propagate yourself to be a FBA, what the hell you going on there explaining yourself to this white man? Just like Willie D. Like, who are you or anybody that's claiming FBA to have to explain to Vlad what FBA is? There's
Right.
no need for that. And I believe that, you know, as a mature brother, that he played himself, you know what I mean? And he made a huge mistake, because whether you, me, or any black man really liked it or disliked it, what that woman did in terms of sparking this thing from going into African braiding shops. I don't go to no African braiding shops. That was a woman's thing. You know what I mean? For me, I felt like, let me just stay out of that, because that's them females catfighting. And a lot of brothers should have just stayed out of that and seen it for what it was. A female got upset and she ignited something that has been going on with those African sisters amongst black American sisters. Just like I felt that if she was going, say, let's not go into the braid shops, well, don't go into them nail shops, because you're getting your ass kicked in them Asian nail shops. But when Tariq went on that thing with Vlad, he disrespected FBA females. He disrespected FBA, period. And that's my whole total thing. But I understand he's from Alabama, and a lot of them guys are slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let me say this to you, brother. Who created the term FBA?
He created the term.
Now let me walk with you. If he created the term FBA, wouldn't he be the best one to represent it, whether it's before a European Jew or a European or any other type of person, podcast or newscaster?
No.
Who would be better to represent the FBA brand other than the one who created it?
Let me explain. He created the brand, right? However, the brand has taken on its own dexterity. Because if you go to a lot of other brothers, you understand me, and their understanding of how they perceive FBA, a lot of times is different from the way he perceived it. For instance, right, let me say this, right? He presents it as it being FBA. He presents it, a lot of people think that it is about descendants of slaves. If you know history, you know during the period of slavery, there was black people that was free. So it can't be a descendant of slaves solely. That's just like Adolf. I could never be an Adolf because I don't descend from slavery, because my people descend.
But listen to me.
Listen. New York. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Let me say this to you though, brother. Brother, let me say this
Yeah.
to you. One of the problems that we have as a people, this is one of the main problems, and you are exemplifying it right now, that we always want to color outside of the lines. If a person creates a term, in this instance, we're talking about FBA. If a person creates a term and he creates the criteria for one to be inside of the term, you cannot color outside the line and still be a part of the term. What I'm trying to say is, listen to what I'm saying, because the founder of the creation of the, unless you want to hijack the term and remix it, that's fine. Hold up. Let me finish, brother. Let me say it. So if Tariq Nasheed creates the term, which he did, and he defined how to define the term. He defined. So hold up. So now here you come. Hold up, brother. Now here you come saying, I do not agree And many other FBAs don't agree with how he defines FBA. Then you're not FBA because he created it, defined it, and not only did he define it, he copyrighted, wrote it, and he trademarked it. And it's really what his definition is. It's not what you want it to be. That's like going into the dictionary. Hold up, brother. That's like going into the dictionary of a defined word, and now you say, well, it don't mean that to us. It's like the Negro saying that nigger and black is not the same. Black means Negro in Spanish, and nigger is a derivative of Negro. It's all the same. And so what you're doing is you're coloring outside the line, which has been a mistake for us as a people for a long time. Black means Negro. So don't say I'm not a Negro when you say you're not, I'm black. I'm not a Negro. You are a Negro if you say you're black, because black means Negro. And then nigger is a derivative of, you understand what I'm trying to say, brother? We constantly, the point that I'm making, no, I'm trying to educate you, brother. We are constantly coloring outside of the line.
We're not, hold up, don't try to educate me, brother, because I'm just making my point and you making your point.
Right.
This ain't an educational moment.
No, this is an educational moment, brother. It really is.
For the audience, but not for me.
It is, brother, because you trying to color outside of the lines.
What I'm saying to you, that's just like people who believe in the moral science.
Right.
When I could talk to different people, and they have different understandings of
right.
moral science, or just like you.
But let me speak to that, brother. Let me speak to that. No, I want to speak to that moral science part, please. Before you lose that thought, keep going. But I want to speak to that moral science part. So listen. So you said that you could talk to people in the moral science, right, and have a different understanding than me. But who sets? But hold up. Let me finish, brother. Who sets the criteria of what a Moorish American is? I don't set the criteria. No. I don't set the criteria. The person that you may have met that have a different opinion than me doesn't set the criteria. Prophet Noble Drew out. Let me finish. Listen. Okay, but listen to me. Let me finish. Prophet Noble Drew Ali sets the criteria. So if we wanted to solve the conversation, the debate, or whatever conflict we have, all we got to do is say, what does Prophet Noble Drew Ali say about it? That ends the conversation. So it's the same thing with FBA. Hold up, brother. If we want to know how to define FBA, all we got to do is find out who created it and what the criteria is, and that will define FBA. If you don't fit the criteria, then, hey, you got to be something else. But the criteria is set, brother.
Can I speak now?
Sure.
Understanding what you said. First of all, Noble Drew Ali put himself up as a leader. And clearly, Tariq Nasheed is not the leader.
Okay.
You might want him to be a leader, but he is not a leader. Now,
we're not saying a leader. We're saying the definition of a term.
Can I finish?
You're saying something different, though, brother. No. I'm not addressing the leadership part. I'm addressing the definition of a term, brother.
Because he cannot. Listen, everything takes on an advancement. Definitions change over time. That's why you got two types of definitions of a word. You got the conative definition of a word. That conative definition is a definition that you will find in a dictionary and is used widely. And then you got the donative definition of a word. And that is a term, you understand me, that is created, you understand me, through wide usages of other people. You understand that people use of the same word. What I'm saying to you is this. FBA, in my understanding, and I don't need to read, you understand me, to give me an understanding of it, because I'm saying to you, FBA is basically foundational with Black Americans, where we, you understand me, date our existence in America from the inception of America. You understand me? This part of America, United States of America. We're not saying that we go back to Africa. We're not saying that we lose our ancestral to Africa. You understand me? We're just saying that we are delineating ourselves from other people.
Can you,
that
brother,
and stuff like of that nature. That's it.
Okay,
When
brother.
he went
Can
on
you
Vlad-
explain,
Hold on.
brother?
One second. When he went on Vlad TV, right, and he accepted apology, you understand me, from a person who continues to disrespect us, you understand me, he was dead wrong. He was out of pocket. When Willie D accepts apologies from a person like that, they're dead wrong. You understand me? They're dead wrong.
All right. So listen. I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't change the fact, right, that the definition has already been defined. So listen. So what you're describing yourself as, and someone put it in the chat. You said FBA doesn't always mean descended from a slave. You said that all of us wasn't slave. But brother, you could use the term, why not just use the term Native American?
We could, but we all wasn't.
Why are you pressed to use the term FBA when FBA represents someone coming from the plantation as the definer or the creator of it calls for? Just be a Native American. Why not just be a Native American?
All right, you know why I can't qualify? Because when you know this to be true yourself.
You're breaking up, brother. Brother, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
I said there were several states in America that did not have slave laws.
Okay.
At the time that slavery was going on. And I can name the states.
No. What I'm saying is, listen what I'm trying to say. If you don't fit the criteria of FBA as the creator defined what an FBA is, what somebody else in the chat says, why not just be American then? Right? Why you got to be FBA? You don't fit the criteria, brother. Do you let me ask you a question. Do you understand what nationality is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you know there's a framework that you must fit in for nationality to be a reality. You do know that, right?
I do have nationality.
Okay, no, I'm not saying you don't. What I'm saying is that everything that we describe ourselves as comes with a framework. You're not fitting the framework of FBA according to your own words.
I am fitting.
No.
Hold up. Let me say this. I'm a foundational Black American. My people were here. You understand me? When America was founded.
Okay, so you can trace yourself back to the 1870 census.
Listen,
Okay,
brother, I was born in the middle 60s.
Okay.
My grandmother was born 1910.
No, listen what I'm trying to say to you. So if you so once you get to the 1860s or the 1870s, where is your people residing in America? Philadelphia. And what were they doing during the slave occupation of the land?
Well, my grandfather, he worked as a carpenter, and he worked on the boats.
Right.
I have a strong family background on working in ships and boats and stuff like that. And then on my mother's side, they were residing in New Jersey.
Okay, good. Now, hold up. We don't even got to go into history. Now, let me ask you this. How were they referring to themselves? Because they surely wasn't referring to themselves as foundational Black American. How did they describe themselves?
No, they wasn't.
No. Listen. I'm not browbeating you. I really want to know how would
back then they were Negroes.
Okay, but I'm saying, did they describe themselves as Negroes related to slavery or Negroes just as a misnomer? And if they were a part of a community, what was the community called?
they were free people.
Yeah, but what was the community? What was the name of the community? Because back then, community had villages, and the villages had names, and community had names. What was the name of the community?
Well, one of the names of the community that my ancestors was from Greenwich Village.
Greenwich Village.
And that's in New York. Yeah, Greenwich Village.
But you just said You just said Philadelphia. But I want to deal with the Philadelphia first.
I first told you that New York, Philly, and then I told you Jersey. That's where my family comes from.
Okay, but let's deal with the Philadelphia. Let's deal with the Philadelphia first. Let's deal with the Philadelphia. Let's not jump around. So in Philadelphia, what community was they a part of?
I don't know exactly what community.
I didn't think so. So this is my point. But let me make my point. My point that I'm making is that you're cherry picking to try to prove a point, but you don't have anything definitive. Tariq has something definitive for FBA.
I'm telling you, hold on, let me say this, brother. During the course of slavery, right, my family comes from three parts, and some travel to 4. And that would be Massachusetts, Philly, New Jersey, and New York. And at that time, you understand me? Like my grandmother said, those people we were free people. We were, you had Masonists,
listen.
You had welders.
So
those states were free states.
Brother, you don't have to teach me geography or the institution of slavery, because it's your family. You should be able to tell me what community that they was a part of in that free community in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts has several.
No, your family. Now, I'm not talking about random. Your family.
That's where they traveled.
No. But okay, they traveled there. They lived there. What was the name of the community? Because during those times, let me explain something to you, brother. During those times, our people was tight knit. Listen to what I'm saying. During those times, our people was tight knit. The reason why they had to be tight knit, because the oppressor was always trying to catch free people and enslave them as if they were slaves, or they was trying. Let me finish. Or they were trying to catch free people and enslave them, whether they was enslaved or not. So what I'm asking you is, what was the community in Massachusetts? Because everywhere you look, there was a community.
I've never indulged into the conversation where they told me, oh, well, in New York, we were all in Albany.
So you just have, okay, I get it. So you have just passed down traditional stories, right? That's what you're saying.
Traditional stories as to where my family come from. Like, I had thought that we did come from the South, and my family said, no, we never was down south. Who
is my family? Would you like to get on? Would you like to come on the program and show us your lineage, brother? I think this would be fascinating.
I can show you my lineage.
Yeah, because you went from Philadelphia. You went to New York. You went to Massachusetts, and then you said, "Well, I used to think we came from the South and all that." What is your family name, if you don't mind me asking?
What's my family name?
Yeah,
that's
Glovers. Okay. So we got to look that up, brother, because at the end of the day, they would not have been foundational Black Americans according to definition. They wouldn't.
They would be foundational.
Not according to definition.
Bro,
listen, let me tell you why. Listen, brother, listen to this.
Brother, you trying to twist things up.
No, listen. I want to give you the definition, brother. Brother, listen to me. There's two definitions. One definition is that the first quote unquote Black people came on a slave ship or a boat in the 1500s, and that is what is on the FBA flag. That's one definition. The other definition is you have to trace yourself to the 1870 census and basically to a plantation. So I'm asking, when you say, hold up, brother. Hold up. Bro, listen to me. Both definitions are what the founder of FBA describes what an FBA is. You're trying to color outside of those lines, brother. You're not an FBA if you're coloring outside those lines.
And I have the right to do that because my people was here in the founding of this country.
Look, somebody said, let me show you what this guy says.
Hold on. If somebody says that we're foundational to America,
we know what it means, brother. We knows what it means. And I understand what you're saying too.
All right, there are people that were not slaves that are foundational to this country.
Okay, I get it. But they not foundational black American according to term.
And I understand why he says it because he's from Alabama. He's from a slave state. So that is the reason why he says it.
Why are you hijacking that man term though, brother? Brother, don't hijack that man term. You don't fit it.
Man, no, brother, because, and this is what I say to you. Again, it only validates what I say when you have a problem. You don't just have a problem with Tariq Nasheed. You have a problem with people calling themselves foundational
No, I don't.
Black Americans.
Listen. I have a problem with miseducation, brother.
You have a problem with people calling themselves Adolf.
Brother, I have a problem with miseducation, brother. That's different. You're miseducated on the subject matter.
It's not a miseducation because at the end of the day, the founding of this country, right, and the fight to take this country from the colonial powers was fought by freedmen and people who were enslaved. That's just the historical fact.
Right.
If you want to go to the historical fact, you can go ahead and you can research that fact. That the founding of this country, the taking of this country from the colonial power to make this country a sovereign nation unto its own was fought not only by slaves,
Right.
not only by white people who rebelled against the colonists, but also black people who were free. Because they was free at the time. They were free in Boston. They were free in New York. They were free in several states of this nation.
Okay, real quick. I want to get another caller in. I want to get another caller in, but I want you to hear this. This is on the Foundational Black American website. For your interest, you can go and Google it for yourself. It says, Listen. It says you do need it, brother. Your leader defines it for you. You don't get to define for your leader. Let me show you.
You see what I'm saying? I surpassed that man in historical knowledge. And I surpassed that man in understanding of the creation of this nation.
But let me explain to you what your leader said, please.
Hold up. You can go and you can say, okay, Tariq is saying this, and Tariq is not my leader.
So you hijacking his term. You're stealing his term.
Right, then, if that's what you want to say I'm doing, I'm hijacking it. I'm taking it. Right,
so listen. If you doing that, I want to support you.
And I'm calling him out.
Bro, if you're taking the term, I want to support you in taking the term and making it honorable. Let's do it.
You got my name, right?
Let's see, because you think I got a problem with people calling themselves FBA. No, I got a problem with the fraud. So let's, and I got a problem with miseducation. So let's make it honorable.
We can agree, right? Like right now, I'm living out here in Los Angeles, right?
Right.
That museum ain't shit. We can agree, right, that he doesn't even sleep with a foundational black American woman, for one.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
We can agree with that.
Right.
We can agree with that. So when it comes to him,
if this was another genre,
with a white man,
this is a masterpiece.
What a sister did, you understand me? He don't stand on good footing.
Right.
Had he been married and had he slept with a foundational black woman every night, then maybe he can have a say so in that. But anybody that's married, you understand me, to a white woman, you understand me, or a person who is not a foundational black American woman. I want your audience to hear, as well as everybody here, this is a foundational black American saying this. They don't stand on good footing. Phil Scott don't stand on good footing. You understand me? You have to, if you're going to say I'm foundational black American, you got to rep that shit 100%.
Hey, that's
you
a
can't be half-stepping.
that's a
And
mic
I'm
drop.
not half-stepping.
That's a mic drop right there, brother. Let me get another call. Now I'm rocking with you now. That's it. I'm rocking with you. I mean, you my guy. I like how you put that. But let me get another call in, brother. I appreciate you.
All right.
That was a good call. That was a good call. Hey, we got to admit, that was a good one. That was a good one. He brought it home, family. He brought that one home, family. He brought it all home. He brought it home. But listen, for those who are not aware, hold up. For those who are not aware of the term that was coined, here it is right here. And for somebody was in the chat, I think his name was Pan-African First. He says social changes in culture context play a role in redefining a word. Well, it's only been since 2019 since the word was first used. Do you really believe that cultural change has happened that drastically, that the word in context has changed when the creator of the word is still with us to this day, just represented the word or the term on Vlad TV? If he hasn't changed it, if he hasn't changed the context of the word, how is it that someone else comes along and change the context of the word? It doesn't work like that. If the person coins the term and define the term, you have to fit inside of that definition or you're not of the term. Now, what my brother just said is he's hijacking it. Okay. Now we can play ball. Now, if he hijacks it, he's saying, I'm redefining it, because even the person that defined it does not represent it according to definition that he created. So I have no respect for it. So I have no respect for him. So now I'm taking it and redefining it. Now that makes sense. But let me get back to the creator of it real quick. Hold up. We got another card. Here we go. Oh, okay, turn your mic down. Turn the show down. How you doing, brother? Don't come in with no craziness. Just come in with some truth for me, brother. The floor is yours. What's your name?
All right, my name is Tariq Leung. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Throw your hands up like a helicopter. It's like I'm just playing. Go ahead, my brother. What you got for me?
Yeah, I believe we had discussions before in the past, and I'm here to debunk both the FBA and the Moorish and even the Pan-African paradigm.
Okay. Which one you going to start with first?
So I'm going to start with the Pan-Africanist
Okay.
paradigm, because that was created out of white.
Can you do this? Can you do this for me? Because we're going into, I would love to invite you on the show, but we're going into 12:30 on the East Coast. So can you really make it concise, and maybe we can do a live tomorrow if you're available, but make it concise because you got 3 different thoughts that you're going to debunk real quick. So, and I want to speak to each and every one of them if I'm able to.
Gotcha.
All right, so go ahead. Let's start with the Pan-Africanists. Let's go.
So what I've observed with Pan-Africanists, and stop me if I'm wrong, but Pan-Africanism, it had its start with YT supremacists trying to get rid of the indigenous paradigm up over here. They wanted to send black people to immigrate over there to Liberia and Sierra Leone. They did not allow black autonomy to identify as indigenous Americans via their own bloodlines and tribal connections. They just wanted us to be superficial Africans. So to not defend this Tariq Nasheed character, because I have been on his platform and debunked where he got his whole entire grift from, because he stole from Phoenix Moon, he stole from Young Noble, Johnny Aborigine, and people in the African Americans ain't African community, because this was during like COVID. But anyway, this Pan-Africanism thing, Marcus Garvey, he was pushing this reheated back to Africa stuff from the American Colonization Society. He was not a black American. He was a Jamaican.
Hold up. You went too fast. Let me get to the point. Let me get to that first point that you mentioned, because you just mentioned the the American Colonization Society. First of all, when you hold up, because my mic too loud. When you say that they started the Pan-Africanism, the white supremacists, can you identify the white supremacists that you say created it? Because we got to have a name.
So the first initial people that started this whole wave of sending or convincing that slaves came from Africa, because historically the term Negro...
No, brother. Hold up. I don't think you understand the question. Before we go any further, right. I want to know, you said that the white supremacists created Pan-Africanism. I'm asking you, who is that white supremacist?
So, for example, you would have like your AME church founders with like the British loyalists.
Brother, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm saying. Again, brother, you're giving me a vague term. I'm asking you. Let me do this. Who created the Model T Ford? Do you know?
The Model T Ford would be Henry Ford.
Henry Ford. Now, what I'm asking you, you said a white supremacist created the Pan-African movement. I'm asking you, who is the... I'm sorry, hold up. I'm asking you, who is this white supremacist? What's his name? I ain't hang up, did I? Oh, man, I hung up. Hold up. Let me bring him back. My phone dropped. My apology. My phone dropped. So what I'm trying to say is this. When people put out these type of theories and these type of myths that a white supremacist created... One second. Let me bring them back in. When people bring out when people bring out these types of things. Are you there, brother?
Hello, did you hang up on me?
No, the phone dropped. The phone dropped off the mic because I wasn't prepared to take calls tonight. Now. All right. So what I'm asking you is, if a white supremacist created FBA. I mean, not FBA. If a white supremacist created Pan-Africanism, I'm asking you, who is that white supremacist by name?
It wouldn't be a single white supremacist. It was a group of them. You have Joseph Banks, such as the Royal Geographic Society in London. He's one of the founders of what would be some of these Pan-Africanist or all-inclusive things of homogeneously clumping people by dark skin race and coming up with the concept of saying like, oh, hey, Africa is like the black ethno-state. Blacks only are from there, and Europe is.
But Pan-Africanists don't believe that though, brother.
So Pan-Africanism is a spin-off from Pan-Slavism.
No. Pan-Africanist doesn't believe what you're saying though. They don't believe what you're saying.
I don't care what they believe. It's still.
What you mean? It's a conversation. We're having an intelligent conversation. What you mean you don't care what they believe?
If we break down what Pan-African or Pan is, it's an all-inclusive.
No. Hold up, brother. Bro. It doesn't mean, brother. Listen to me. In Africa, there is multiple of cultures, multiple of religious beliefs, multiple of cultural dress, multiple of languages. I mean, in an expansive. Let me finish, brother. And an expansive of dialects. I mean, it's just so vast, brother. So Pan-Africanism doesn't mean the melting pot that people making it out to be. Where did you get that from?
It means all inclusive.
It doesn't mean all inclusive. It means that cooperative. Listen, brother. In a nutshell, let me tell you what it means in a nutshell, bro. It means working together and cooperatively working with each other, regardless of difference of culture, regardless of difference of language, regardless of difference of perception of God. It's about working together. And you still maintain your identity of your culture, of your land, of your nationality, of everything that holds and binds you to strength from your ancestry, from your local or nation state. What are you talking about?
All right, so I'm going to read off the definition of it because I'm not going off vibes.
Go ahead.
So, pan is a Greek word. It originates from Greek pan, meaning all or every. It is associated with the Greek god Pan, who symbolizes the connection between. Hold on, bro. Stop.
But Pan-Africans don't believe in a Greek god, brother.
Bro, but you use their language.
Bro, I told you I'm giving. Bro, what other language can we use, brother? What language do you want to use, brother?
I know y'all don't speak specific Wolof or Mandinka or anything like that. We all speak in English today.
Exactly.
So, again.
But brother, let me tell you something. No, brother. You're not gonna let me tell you what you're not gonna do. What you're not gonna do is tell me that Pan represents a Greek god when a Pan-Africanist is only using the definition of us as a whole. Not all inclusive, but us as a whole. That's what Pan mean in Pan-Africanism, that it's all of us. In the most simplest term, not a Greek god, brother.
Did I not read? Hold on, sir. Did I not read all or every?
Yeah, but you said all inclusive. Take the inclusive off because we don't see everything alike.
You're just yelling right now. You're putting words in my mouth I never said. I just read off what the prompt said off of etymology.
Listen what I'm telling you. No, you said Pan means all inclusive, and now you're at the etymology. But go ahead, brother.
Yes, it still is all. So again, brother, like we can't play these games and get emotional because I'm holding your feet to the fire.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's a spin-off organization of Pan-Slavism or Pan-Arabism or Pan-Europeanism. Pan, all it just means is diaspora homogenous clump. Just like y'all pushing this African descent diaspora stuff, but y'all can't literally name off a specific West Central African that you are related to. And I'm speaking.
Hold up. Let me get. Hold up. You just changed the subject. You just changed the subject. Let me deal with Pan-Africanism first. No. Hold up. You changed.
So Pan-Africanism. Nobody in Africa is rocking with that.
Okay.
It's only people within the United States.
That's not true. Let me explain something to you, brother. Let me explain something to you real quick. If you allow me to school you real quick. So when you have,
I know you
let me finish, brother. Brother, I need to finish. First of all, Pan-Africanism is a global concept of working together regardless of what your, let me finish.
Together?
Can I finish? It's a global concept of working together regardless of your cultural or spiritual identity with people of African descent or origin. That's number one. All right? Has nothing to do with the Greek god, Pan god, or nothing like that. And that's just in a nutshell. Number two, when you have places like Ghana offering quote unquote African Americans to come in and get their citizenship, that's Pan-Africanism. When you have countries like Tanzania having people from African descent in America to come and get a citizenship. That's called Pan-Africanism. When you have places like South Africa, when you have people that has refugees that feel as though they've been persecuted in America, like many of the Black Panthers did, and they went to countries in Africa, and some of them are still there today and past. That's called Pan-Africanism. When Assata Shakur went to Cuba and Cuba would not send her back to America, that's called Pan-Africanism. So get out of the book of Pan-Africanism that Europeans gave you and understand Pan-Africanism is much more than your little colloquial understanding of what Pan-Africanism is. Pan-Africanism saved Assata Shakur's life. Pan-Africanism saved plenty of Black Panthers' lives, because they was able to go to African countries and get refuge from being prosecuted or spending the rest of their life in an American prison. That's Pan-Africanism. So whatever you're talking about, Pan-Africanism has nothing to do with true Pan-Africanism, brother. Nothing. But now go to the next subject, if you will. No, because I would like to bring you on the show.
Let's take it back. Let's roll it back, because it means all inclusive.
No, that's not what Pan-Africanism means, brother. Go to the next topic, bro. I ain't got all night.
I didn't interrupt you.
Bro, listen, it's my show. I want you to go to the next topic, bro.
Please stop. Please stop, because I'm beating you up right now.
Okay.
So again,
I don't have all night. I told him we don't have all night, family. I told him I don't have all night. Brother, you're going to have to email me so we can do this at the beginning of the show. I'm not going to be up here 3 a.m. trying to explain to you what Pan-African is. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Brother, you can email me at taharkabay@gmail.com, brother. Taharkabay. Anybody want to come on the show tomorrow night? Email me. Because I'm not going to be up here at 3 a.m. I'm not going to be up here at 3 a.m. trying to explain the simple concept of Pan-Africanism by example. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm telling you that a Pan-Africanism is exampled. Taharkabay@gmail.com. That Pan-Africanism is exampled in Assata Shakur. That Pan-Africanism is exampled by the Black Panthers that was able to escape prosecution in the United States and take a refuge in Africa. That Pan-Africanism is when African states will allow you to come and be a citizen of African countries. That's Pan-Africanism. Like, what are you talking about? So when people try to define something, when we have a living example what it is, and that's the same thing I'm saying about Tariq Nasheed. You can't redefine what Tariq already defined, and he's the living example, even though his example is not that real hardcore, because he's probably not even FBA. I mean, he's not even FBA. He's not even FBA. But the brother didn't even know what Pan-Africanism is. We have examples of Pan-Africanism. We have clear examples of what Pan-Africanism is. Clear examples. Like, so when a person, this is the ignorance part of something. When you have, let me see if I can grab a few before we get out of here. When you have people, Black Panthers, Google Black Panthers who moved to Africa, right? Black Panthers who moved to Africa. You got, and I'm just doing this off the fly. Peter O'Neill, he went to Tanzania. Stokely Carmichael, where did he go? Moved to Guinea. Eldridge Cleaver, where did he go? He moved to Algeria, and he went to Cuba. Barbara Easley Cox, She went to North Korea. And that's it. But she went to Algeria first. Geronimo Pratt, he went to Tanzania. That is Pan-Africanism. That is Pan-Africanism. I don't know what they making out Pan-Africanism is. Like, who told them what Pan-Africanism is? Who told them? And in these countries in Africa, these brothers and sisters continue to work towards political advancement. They work towards political advancement. And they was welcomed with open arms. And you still got African countries today willing to accept those who call themselves African Americans into the diaspora with open arms. Nigeria, they got something going on. Ghana, they got something going on. Tanzania, they got something going on. Benin, they got something going on. Like, what are these people talking about? What is these people talking about? I would like him to come on the show, though. I think it'll make for a good show. Because most people don't know anything about Pan-Africanism. One thing about the reason why the European want to kill and destroy Pan-Africanism, because Pan-Africanism was the last major good fight in the soul of our people here in America, descendants of the slave trade. It was the last real fight. The Black Panthers was the last real fight. Assata Shakur was the last real fight. And so, of course, they want to get rid of something that promotes you to fight back for your freedom and your liberty. It was the last real fight of our people here in America. Everybody else has been docile. Even when you got the Nation of Islam walking in uniform, slinging bean pies, saying Allahu Akbar, Takbir, Allahu Akbar. There was never no real fight from the Nation of Islam. There was never no real fight from the Moors after Prophet Noble Drew Ali. There was never no real fight. The only real fight was from Pan-Africanists. And so, of course, they want to annihilate the Pan-Africanist ideal, because the Pan-African ideal is the ideal that has fired people up to fight. And they don't want you to fight. FBA do not fire you up to fight. FBA fire you up to simulate. They want you to simulate. That's what FBA does. Simulate. I'm an American. You owe me money. They want you to simulate. They want you to assimilate, I mean to say. That's what FBA does. They want you to assimilate. Pan-Africans was not assimilating. They were saying, yeah, we can fight politically, but we also willing to bear arms. We're also willing to go the distance. That was the last real fight of us here. That was the last real fight. When a Pan-African wove American flag, they was talking about, yeah, this flag provides me the right to bear arms. They wasn't waving a flag to get pat on their head by a slave holder. They say, yes, I'm an American citizen. That means I got the right to bear the same arms that you are bearing against me. Huh? So this is why there's been a plot to destroy Pan-Africanism, because Pan-Africanism was the last real fight of our people. Malcolm was a Pan-Africanist. And guess what? The same organization became a part of his annihilation, because he was a true Pan-Africanist. He wasn't a pacifist. He was a true Pan-Africanist. All the true Pan-Africanists was the real fighters. They was the real fighters. You can't find someone that called themselves a FBA that got some real fight in them like any real Pan-Africanist. Find me one. Find me one. That's why they want to shut down Pan-Africanism, because it's the spirit of liberation, because it's the spirit of not taking a beating laying down. It's a spirit with Pan-Africanism. That's right. I'm a Moorish American, but the ideology of Pan-Africanism is Moorish science. How do we know? Because when the Moors went and conquered Spain, they united with those that was of the same like-minded people, and they advanced the sciences across the planet. That's called Pan-Africanism. The ideal of the Moorish Science Temple of America is consistent with Pan-Africanism, and Pan-Africanism is consistent with Moorish science as it relates to us uniting as a people, regardless of how you describe yourself, regardless of how you see yourself, regardless of what your belief is. One thing for sure and two things for certain: we are all being oppressed by a common oppressor. And Pan-Africanism says that we all work together to get this oppressor off of our neck. That's what Pan-Africanism say. That's what Moorish science say. That's what we supposed to be fighting for, to get the oppressor's boot off our neck. Period. Politically, socially, educationally, spiritually. We all should be fighting the same fight. We all should be fighting the same fight. There's nowhere in the world that we should be sitting around talking about, I built this country and I want reparations. No. What you should be saying is, I got a committee over here, I got $1 million over here, and we got lawyers over here, and we're going to put this legislation on the table over here. We're going to file this court case over here, and we are willing to fight over here. And we're willing to fight over here. That's the difference between Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism, they was fighting back politically, they was fighting back economically, they was fighting back socially, they was fighting back every which way they could. And all you want to talk about is reparations. All you want to talk about is you owe me. You's a beggar. You's a beggar. I mean, what happened to the other part of the fight? And I'm not saying that the United States don't owe those who are descendants of slaves, because that would be a lie. Of course we are owed. But when the last time that somebody robbed you and came back and say, I apologize, here is your $20 and your wallet, sir? When was the last time somebody broke into your house and they came back and said, I apologize, here is your flat screen, my bad, I don't need it today, I'm sorry? When was the last time someone broke into your house and the next thing you know, 5 generations later, say, you know what? My great-great-granddaddy broke in your house, and here is your TV, here is your microwave, here is your remote control, here is your couch. When was the last time somebody did that? Dummies, no. The slaveholder ain't giving you nothing because he fought too hard to get it from you. He got your mind, he got your assets, and he got every type of sanity that you've ever had, and you need to get your sanity back. You need to get your sanity back, because he ain't giving you nothing. He don't give you nothing, because guess what? He robbed you for it. He stole for it. He pillaged for it. He shed blood for it, and he ain't giving you nothing. The only way you're going to get it back is the way that he took it from you. He took it by force, and you may have to take it back by force. Other than that, you just talking. You just talking. You want to beg somebody to give you something after they raped your grandmother, killed your grandmother, raped your granddaddy, killed your granddaddy. And now you talking about he going to give it back to you? You goofy. He ain't giving you nothing. Ain't nobody ever robbed somebody and came back and said, you know what? My bad. Here go them 10 bricks I took from you. They ain't doing that. My bad. You are goofies. And this is why Pan-Africanism is so real, because they don't expect them to give it back. Pan-Africanism say we work to get it back, and if we can't get it back by the hard work we do, then hey, Malcolm coined the term, by any means necessary. Bam! And that's Pan-Africanism, family. I thank you for joining me tonight. I was on my soapbox.
Certified boogeyman.
I appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Certified boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Check 1, 2.
Certified boogeyman.
We're gonna speak the
We
truth,
back, family.
regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Yeah.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frauds crept through. They put the bean on me, I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. They yell reparations and they got your attention. A fell clown rapper, claim he was pimping. What you don't know, he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
What up, family?
Trying to figure out which one has the venom sac. This one is not poison.
FBA laughed when I went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when you call them out, they claim that you hate me.
Certified boogeyman.
Who says I smacked a man? Yeah. Then
Certified
fly all the way to Baltimore
boogeyman.
to get a peace order. I'm back like I left something, and you kept frontin', put the beams on me, but they ain't really stopping nothing. How you say you stop a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. Swimming in the deep waters, time to take a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq? She affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take us off track, but you were so whack nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned into a thug. From Cosmo to K-Flack, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, stitching on the hood. You make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop. Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them, and I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And
Man,
this is what's happening in our country.
You know, what can you do?
And it's a
I make more money
shame.
than rappers. I make more money than rappers. Man, these people are just poor dummies. You know, what can you do? I make more money than rappers. I let a lot of it slip because a lot of these people are just ignorant, poor people. You know, they're just poor people. They're just ignorant. I let a lot of it slip because a lot of these people are just ignorant, poor people. You know, they're just poor people. They're just ignorant.
Who says I smacked somebody, poke your chest out, then fly thousands of miles for a peace order?
My hotel. My hotel. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in.
World, are y'all ready? You know what time when this sound begin. We about to go in.
He says to Harker Bay.
Yeah!
Toronto.
What up, Thurman Smart? What up, Thurman Smart?
I call for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal with these videos of me and my wife riding the
Thurman Smart! What up, Shiga?
my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
Hey! I laid them little boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway, sleepwalking. They keep talking and try to touch a charge. I don't care what any say, nobody. Yeah, I'm the people grand chief and the people grand chief. I ain't seen them and I can't be. Woo! Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. Yeah, yeah. You just my sequel. What up, crypto? What the 85ers? Dollars. Trying to civilize us. You already dead. Who they got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Leg, head. I try to pull him out the bed. You got up all groggy, talking up crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see through the fog. Did my dog. Walking all up in your ear, acting like you don't care. You like you don't preserve life. And you really don't care, right? So we can really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die. Hey, hey. I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I will take you home anyway. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From Bartown to Baltimore, every one of us is all raw. We ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, raise the thought up. Back to a law. Law, arm, leg, arm, head. I try to get him out the bed. Sleepwalking anyway. Yeah, yeah. Sleepwalking anyway. Yeah, yeah. Keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up. I don't care what any say. I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. The gods are my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You come after me. You mortals, you just my sequel. You come after me, you mortals. Only equals is the God with a magic. I see dead people. I see dead people. I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I see dead people. Man, we gonna try to do this again tomorrow, man. Y'all appreciate these lives, man. I'm gonna try to do it again tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. You mortals, you just my sequel.
I call for a more support on Brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.